Hey guys, Gojo here, and I'm back with some more World of Tanks. Who would have guessed it? Anyway, today I'm playing the T54 Mod 1, and I've got two games for you that were played back to back in real life as we were playing. This was the first one that we played on Live Oaks, and I'm with my very good friend Mr. Anderson336, who has his own YouTube channel, which I will put a link to in the description. There are a couple videos of me on there if you are interested in checking those out, but I do suggest that you watch his other stuff as well. Some of his replays and commentary are very good too. But yes, we're in the T54 Mod 1, which has been buffed as of patch 9.22, and yeah, tier 9 game, bit of 5-10 matchmaking. Now the problem I had with this, that I said to him at the start, was our tier 9s, well, if you look at their tier 9s compared to ours, right, they're a Patton and a T55A who are platooned together, and a Patton and a Conway that are platooned together. We have a T54 and two T95s that are platooned together. I'm not confident. Let's put it that way. Not confident. We'll see more of those T95s later. That's all I'm going to say. But as you can see, the Type 59 rushed down there. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out what Mr. Anderson's thinking of doing, what I'm thinking of doing. What's happening to this T54? He's actually bouncing some shots. I've not really got the gun depression to work with this over here. That Patton would just end up eating me alive. But since the armor buffs and the other buffs to this tank, I actually managed to bounce the Patton, and I'm actually going to come around low to sneak down rather than that T54 who was up high to get shot at by the Patton, both the Pattons and both the Priuses. So yeah, I'm coming up to actually see if I can help this T54 in any way. See if I can get some angles over here whilst he goes over there. But this bit of hill is just a bit too high. And even though this thing has, I think it's 7 degrees. No, not 7. I think it's 5 degrees of gun depression this gets. There are times it feels like 3, but it is actually 5, I believe. And yeah, I'm going to move up over here. Mr. Anderson's going to move up in that spot I was at previously. Managed to put a side into the Managed to put a shot into the side of the Super Pershing. So Mr. Anderson puts one into the Prius, and put another one inside the Super Pershing. And this is quite good actually. Me and this T54 are both over here. We can both use our turret armor. We can both use our bits of gun depression to distract these guys over here. And I mean, you know, if you look, they have 5 people over here. He's looking at us, he's looking at us, he's looking at us, he's looking at us, he's looking at us. He's sort of flicking in between the two. Mr. Anderson's over there. Look at the gun depression he can get over there in that angle. He can shoot him, he can shoot him, he can shoot him, he can shoot him, he can shoot him. I mean, from that angle you can probably only shoot these 3 at best. But we're creating the crossfire. They're in the dip, they think they're doing well, but we're creating the crossfire. You see that? It's like they're bipolar or something. Mr. Anderson popped up to shoot one of them, and suddenly he's looking at him, he's looking at him, he's looking at him, he's looking at him. He's looking at me still, but I'm pretty sure he's going to flick his way over here. But if he doesn't, I've still got my turret armor pointed at him. You create the crossfire. I fired first. The T54 fired, they'll go, oh, we need to look over here. So they'll look over here. Then Mr. Anderson pops up, shoots them from the other side, and they go, oh, we need to shoot over here, we need to shoot over here. So it's just keeping that crossfire going. Oh, wrong thing. So that we can just take them out one by one. I'm working over that Super Pershing. Somehow the T54 didn't kill him. He gets taken out there. And then we move on to our next target, which we're going to work out who that is by who's playing where. I see that Prius. I tried to get one into his turret there, which was sort of angled down, and I should have been able to, well, if I'd hit it I would have penned it, and I'm shooting at these Pattons, whilst These patterns are bouncing on me. They can't penetrate my turret from here. That's all they can shoot at, and they can't penetrate it. Tried to put one into the Prius again. Didn't quite get the angle for it to work. And these patterns... See, at this point, these patterns are getting frustrated. They're tier 9s being outplayed by 2 tier 8 mediums, right? They're getting frustrated. They think they need to make something happen. They don't. All they need to do is wait for me and Mr. Anderson to get too confident for us to push. I mean, you know, they've got a Conway who'll be sitting back there. And then they've got these TDs that are over there. We just need to get too confident, push up to here, and we can get shot at. It's as simple as that. But they want to push the tempo, so they're pushing up and making mistakes. Mr. Anderson putting further shots into these patterns, which is just winding them up even more, making them even more likely to make mistakes. I was looking at shooting into the pattern, into the Prius. I went for the pattern. That was a bit of a dodgy shot, that. But he's still going to drive over there. He's decided to just ignore us. So you know what? I'm going to shoot you for that. And T-54, he's going to come up. And he's going to shoot you for that. I tell you what. Oh look, I'm back up here reloaded. And I'm going to shoot you for that. But all you can do is shoot at my turret and you can't penetrate it. I've taken no damage at this point. I've only bounced 950, it says. I'm pretty sure I've bounced more shots than that. And I've attracted more fire than that. I've done 600 damage for taking nothing. Mr. Hansen, he's probably done about the same, if not more damage. I mean, you know. And this T-54, he's done a good amount of damage as well, probably similar to me. And there you go, I take my first shot from the Prius, because I got overconfident, I got overzealous in going for that pattern. And at this point, I think, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to go for this Prius, because he's the only one left over here, and I'm in a dip. I'm in the dip, alright? I'm safe from the Conway. Mr. Anderson comes up at this point, gets hit by the Conway. But any TDs that are still back there, they can't shoot at me because I'm in the dip. Any that are over there can't shoot me because I'm in the dip. The only person that can shoot me is this Prius. And I'm pretty sure, well, I was pretty confident that I was going to bounce him given the armor buffs to this tank, but he is looking at my lower plate, which is fair enough. And I tracked him. I tried to track and do a bit of damage, but I've tracked him. Well, that was just a shit shot because he flicked his hull. So all I did was track him at that point. Yeah, I was just tracking him at that point, so I get some tracking damage as well. Hopefully, I was hoping to do a bit of damage as well, but you know, it doesn't always go your way. So yeah, I tracked him, got a bit of tracking damage. I'm in a tier 8 medium, okay? In a tier 9 game. I've done 2,000 damage. I've blocked 950. I've blocked almost 1,000 damage in a tier 8 medium tank. And I've got 800 assistance, alright? I want a bit more assistance. I think I get the spotting on that Scorpion. Nobody's able to put shots into him. Those T-95s are still making their way across. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think they've done any damage at this point. It's just been me, Mr. Anderson, the T-54, and that Type 59 did some damage as well. I'm pretty sure those T-95s have done 0 damage. That Scorpion was spotted, and they still weren't able to shoot him. So now all I'm doing is pushing up, trying to spot the Conway, who I knew shot at Mr. Anderson. He told me over Discord. We were in Discord at this time, and we were talking to each other, of course. He told me that the Conway's over here. And I know that the Scorpion was over here. I somehow get spotted. Now that intrigued me as to how I got spotted at that point, given I'm sitting in a bush. And I knocked over a tree, which also counts as cover. But I take a pot shot at the Scorpion. Pretty sure that didn't hit. But then the WZ-111 decides to rush me. And, well, you'll see, won't you? Oh yes, a Prius can penetrate me. But a tier 8 heavy can't penetrate me. The mod one. The buffs are insane. And if you see there, you see 2 shots going in that both missed. And then you see some damage come up that's orange, right? And I hadn't shot at him at that point. Mr. Anderson was the only one that hit him. Those 2 T-95s are sat there. They're sat still, shooting at a WZ that was sat still. They still couldn't hit him. How? How? Also, the other thing to note, if you look at the map, you've got a Scorpion G, he's full health. You've got a UDES, he's full health. They have an STRV, who's got a bit of health missing. A Prototype, who's got full health. We know that the Conway's over here. Most likely he's got full health. The Scorpion's got about half health. This WZ, just above half health. We're in a strong position. We've got 2 T95s still, right? Now at this point, I've run out of AP shells and I'm onto the APCR. Now I could have had a shot into the lower plate of that WZ, but he was still backing up. And I thought, well, those T95s may be shit, but if I track him, they should be able to hit him. So, I tracked the WZ. Mr. Anderson had put a shell into him, so then that left him a one shot for the T95, who did actually manage to take him out. So now, I've decided, right, I'm going to go try and spot that Scorpion. Mr. Anderson actually spots the Scorpion and the T28 Prototype. The Scorpion somehow manages to penetrate me. I genuinely don't know how. If you know how, answers please. I'm looking for shots on that Prototype. Not really any good ones. Waiting for that Scorpion to come back. Well, that's a bit of a bagger. The shell went low, wasn't able to hit him. Trying to bait this Prototype. Tried to shoot him there, but he backed up just in time. And so at this point, we know Conway's over here, or was over here. Prototype is now over here. Almost half health. Scorpion, almost half health, is over here. STRV was over here. He's probably over here with the Conway, potentially. So the UDES still sitting there. The Scorpions decided to push in. Okay. The T95s still back there. Me and Mr. Anderson, the only people doing a bit of spotting. That's fair enough. I mean, the Scorpion, if he does well enough, he should be able to get side shots into that Prototype and into the Scorpion. That's fair enough play if you think about it. But the UDES not moving up with him, that's a mistake. Especially, well, the STRV got spotted there, and the UDES did actually put a shot into the STRV. But if he moved up, you know, that would have been fine. These T95s, they're in very, very, very heavily armoured tank destroyers. What are they doing? They're camping behind us, afraid to use their hit points. They can't shoot for shit anyway. Now at this point, I decided to try and see where the Borsig is. And, well, there you go. He's spotted. So I'm moving down here, trying to get some shots to put pressure on these guys, as well as to put some crossfire into these two, whilst Mr. Anderson stays there to try and spot them. Now I'm going to move up into these bushes to see if I can spot anything. Not actually able to. The Prototype and the Scorpion are still being spotted by Mr. Anderson. One T95 has decided to come down. Generally don't know why, the other one's still sitting up there. So I pushed up. I think I got a bit of... I think I spotted that Scorpion at that point. But he's still not there. And the Conway had moved to take out Mr. Anderson. So he's quite annoyed at this point, and I'm starting to panic because I've lost my platoon mate. I've lost sight over there. So the UDES has pulled right back. Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. Looking back at it, I guess that's fair enough. But, you know, he could come to us. And, you know, he needs to be careful. These T95s, however, they don't have to be as careful. They're in T95s, for fuck's sake. Like, the Scorpion, if he knows where to shoot, can penetrate them. If he doesn't know where to shoot, he won't. The Borsig can't pen them. The Conway, well, I was told he was firing Hesh, so he'll be able to do some splash damage, but he won't pen them. The T28 Prototype won't be able to pen them. It's just stupid. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh look, they're going to be able to push over onto this Prototype and this Scorpion. Maybe I can support them. I was thinking of going back to go and help the UDES, but I think, oh, I might be able to take one of them out here. There you go, T95 picks up the Prototype. I say good job, you know, you got... It's all well and good being annoyed by them. and I think it's justified being annoyed at them, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, you got to pull your weight. You're in T95s. I've bounced more than they fucking have. I've done more damage than they have combined. I've got more assistance than they have. Like, I'm in a tier 8 medium. I've done 2k damage. I've bounced 2.5k, and I've spotted 1700, right? I've had an alright game. And as you can see on the map, the STRV is pushing our UDES. And you know that UDES isn't going to be able to do anything against the STRV. He's not going to be able to overmatch him. He has to know where to shoot. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. And the Conway actually takes out the UDES. So now, all we need to do is get the T95s into the cap. They'll draw fire from the Borsig and from the Scorpion. But what do they do? The UDES said sorry. I mean, me and Mr. Anderson realised that it's no problem. There was nothing you could have done against that STRV anyway. But the fact that these two aren't going into the cap is royally pissing me off. And I was thinking, right, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to go and spot. But that T95 actually got penetrated. So I think, you know what? Fuck that. And I get spotted there as well. Pretty sure that was by the Borsig. So I'm going to move towards this dip, use this WZ for cover before I go down into this dip. Now, only one of those enemies is capping, most likely the STRV, and we know that the Conway took out the UDES, so he was in a position to be able to take out the UDES without getting spotted. He's most likely going to be over here. Now, I know he's going to come up round this way, which is annoying. I'm hoping I can get to around about this point before he sees me, or so I can come round here. Take a blind shot into the cap, you know. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That could have got very lucky and have hit the STRV. It just happened to not. And now, finally, the T95s decide to push in. When there's 30 seconds left for the enemy to cap. Why? And then this is the point where I spot the Conway. I put one into him. It was an HE shell into him and it only tracked him. Yeah, nice fucking memes. And then he puts one into me that I flicked my hull and yeah, got absorbed by my track. And then turns out the STRV is going to cap. But it doesn't matter because the Borsig is going to take me out from over there. So those T95s were scared of a Scorpion. Those T95s decided to push up. Why? Why? Why were those two so retarded? Like, if you're watching this, right, you might think it's harsh that I'm having a go at those T95s. I mean, look, they've both got a kill. You wait until you see the results of this game, okay? You wait. And when I tell you that one of them has an average damage in the T95, average damage a game of 800, and the other one has an average damage of 1000, don't be surprised when I say that I told you so. But yes, let's go and look at the post-battle results of that first game, and then we will jump into the second game. Okay, so now we are back from the results of that last game, and we are into the second game that we played. It was literally right after that previous game, that frustrating game. So this one we were looking to make amends, and actually this one is a tier 10 game that we're in. We're in 357 matchmaking. Tier 8 mediums, I mean we have been buffed, so we should be okay against, well, the tier 8s, and we know that in the tier 9s we can bounce some of them as well. So what we're going to do is we've decided to make our way up onto the hill, and we actually have a good bit of support with this. We have me, Mr. Anderson, TVP, well, we now have the VK. We had the IS-3 and the Object 257 and the Conqueror, but they've changed their minds. So yeah, that's okay, we can deal with that. Okay, the IS-3 is going around that way for some reason, and so is the object. I don't know why, but there you go. And most likely the Conqueror is going to follow that object. But the IS-3's decided to turn round because there's Type 4 Heavy to shoot at. So the TVP pokes up, gets the initial spot on the Lorraine, the M46 and that. And then I realise, you know, it's only a Lorraine. He's going to flick a shot at me. I can flick a shot at him. It just missed, that's fair enough. I wasn't expecting to hit. But he can flick a shot at me, and he's not going to penetrate me. He's going to hit my upper plate, which he did, so I bounced it. And then I can side scrape against him if need be, and then that's pushed him down off the hill. And then now there's an STB-1 over here. I could have fired there, but I wasn't confident of hitting. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat. It looked like I was driving at him, which would have been a very silly play. He's in a tier 10 medium, he's just going to out-DPM me. But it's me, Mr. Anderson, TVP and a VK for now over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive around. So, because the Pershing's there, I can get into this dip and I can drive around over here. And then I'll be safe. So that's what I do. I stop looking at the STB-1 because he shouldn't be able to hit me, and especially if I come around here like this. So the TVP is running away. Me and Mr. Anderson decide, should we run away? Yeah, we probably should. I'm going to decide to follow the TVP and come over here. And there you go. Mr. Anderson's decided to do a clutch brake there and stay near the bottom of the hill and back up this STRV with the Conqueror. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing at this point. We were in Discord, but I wasn't sure what he wanted to do. He's decided he wanted to hop over and join me. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up and we're going to sit behind this VK to support him and stop him being rushed by that STB-1 and the Conqueror and the Pershing and so on. Excuse me for the hiccups. I'm trying my best to suppress them. So the Conqueror's pushed up on the VK. I went for a clutch shot on the Conqueror and I hit the VK. There you can see I said sorry. I really didn't mean to do that. Mr. Anderson tracked the Conqueror, then I hit the Conqueror as well. And then he decided to stay out, so I tracked him. And then Mr. Anderson... Well, I don't think he got a shot into him there. That's fair enough. The STB-1 took out the VK, and I'm not surprised the VK was just showing his side to that STB-1. I decided, you know what, that STB-1's on low health, and he's not looking at us, so I can shoot the side of his turret. And there you go, it worked out perfectly. And in fact, I was worried I was going to have to come up to here and expose myself, and I didn't. All I had to do was shoot through the window. So that worked out better than I expected, and now we can push onto the hill a little bit further. And there's a Patton over there, and I managed to get a tracking shot into him. Pretty sure Mr. Anderson managed to bounce the shot from the Patton on his turret. Patton's looking at me, I track him again, but he has got a very good repair crew. Mr. Anderson put another shell into him, and he's repaired again. I put one into him. That shot bounced. I'm not entirely sure where it bounced, if I'm honest. I don't think it hit his turret. I'm pretty sure it hit his side armour. But there you go, we both fired shells looking for the cupola of that M46. It's a risky game. It's going to be hard enough to hit anyway. And especially with Russian mediums, it's going to be even harder. Mr. Anderson goes up to take a shot at the Pershing. He decided it was worth the risk of taking one. The Pershing actually fired HE. The Patton fired at the Conqueror, who came up to support us, so that gave me time to go over and kill the Patton. So now, I'm up on the hill, I'm pressuring these guys on the corner. That means that the Conqueror can come round. I dipped out there because I realised I could shoot this Lorraine in the intra-clip reload of his magazine. And there you go. I decide to push round. I want to push what we have going here. We've killed this Lorraine. The Conqueror's push him round. And they would react to that and go and kill the Conqueror and this STRV. But I decided if I push round, they're going to shit the bed with me and Mr. Anderson coming round as a platoon, rather than going for that Conqueror. Well, they do the opposite. They decide to run. until they decide, oh, maybe we shouldn't. This Lorraine's putting up his final stand over here, and I'm taking the hits for Mr. Anderson. I have no problem with doing this. He takes out the Pershing, who I'd managed to track. He takes a shot from the Scorpion, but it only tracked him. He's decided to take some shots for me, given I'm taking all of them for him. Come round. Nice memes. Shot the Scorpion G there. Bit of server lag as I come around the corner, and the shell just went straight. You see what I did there? Let me rewind it only slightly. That's going to be a bit more than slightly. There you go. So that was the Pershing that I tracked, and then the Scorpion G there. I was going to reload. I wasn't going to be able to get a shot into it, but there you go. Mr. Anderson was tracked by the Scorpion G. If you look here, right, I've auto-aimed on the Scorpion G. My gun is pointing at the Scorpion G, but the server still thinks I'm back here and my gun's looking over there. So it fires the shell over there rather than where I'm shooting. You see that over there? Where I'm shooting. Where the server thinks I'm shooting, where I'm actually shooting. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But then what I do here is I know he's about to reload, but he's also trying to follow me as I'm coming round to get a shot into my side. So what I do, if I get to here and break, he's either going to hit my turret on either this side or this side. And you see that, where it sort of like slopes around over here. He's either going to hit me there or there, and he's not going to penetrate that from the front. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he actually shot me just there. A bit lucky that it didn't penetrate this little bit here, but you take what you get. Mr. Anderson puts one into him. I put one into him that tracks him, and Mr. Anderson rams him with the STRV, giving him a push, and the Conqueror has decided that there you go. That's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of your fun. I'm going to damage them. And I noticed that the other Lorraine actually ran down here. He managed to get past the Conqueror and the STRV, and he has decided to run down towards our base. And I think, nah, mate, you're not allowed to do that. He's on low enough health that I can one-shot him, and I've got enough health. I should be able to take at least 2 shots from him. There you go, 35 HP. I'm behind this a little bit. I don't want to expose too much myself until as late as possible. But he's not even going to get a shot into me. There you go, I take him out. And the E75 on the enemy team is facing off against an Object 257, an IS-3, and that TVP from earlier. But doesn't seem like we're going to get there, and we don't. So there you go. The first game in the T54 Mod 1 was frustrating. As you know, I was frustrated at the T95s. And it was frustrating that I felt like I was able to do more, but towards the end of the game, I just wasn't able to do anything. I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to be able to do. Whereas this game, actually a tier 10 game, I felt like I was able to do enough for the team that we were able to win the hill. I was able to help Mr. Anderson. I was able to help the Conqueror and the STRV. I feel like we played it well, running away at the right time on the hill, and then pushing up on the hill again at the right time, and making the right moves in that regard. And as you can see, I have no worries. Like, this is what you'll see in my replays. I have no worries about taking hits. You get some of my friends that think that it's just me being stupid and I'm not paying attention. It's not. I don't mind taking those hits because I know Mr. Anderson's going to be right there putting damage into them. I'm going to be there putting damage into them, or at least tracking them. And then we actually had that STRV coming behind us and putting more damage into them as well. So, you know, you take the hits and it's worth it because you're just wiping out the enemy for taking one hit. That's fair enough in my book. And yeah, this game is actually an ace. And it's stark comparison between this and the previous game. That last game, you could see me getting frustrated towards the end of the game, and then this one, this game was played right after. It was literally right after we finished the other one. We had a little bit of a moan about the T95s, and then looked at their stats, and then we decided, you know what, we're just going to play another game. And then we did, and it was into this clean slate. Managed to wipe the whole memory of the last game out of my mind to focus on this one, which is a tier 10 game. I kind of had to focus on what we were doing, and yeah, it was a good game. Almost 3k damage, 1k blocked, 1k assistance. Yeah, Mr. Anderson had a decent game as well. So let's go and look at the post-battle results, and make sure to check out Mr. Anderson as well. His YouTube will be in the description. Tell him that I sent you, and yeah, thank you for watching.